What up, y'all? This is Jamba back with another video. This is part two of looks equals power. Wheat waffles is just another reaction. Is this video was kind of long, but I'm having fun reviewing it. I think I find these topics to be kind of fascinating. I was gonna talk about the channel, but let's just kind of get to it, right? Because I want this to be a little shorter than the last video. All right, so we're on reason three of why. Okay, reason three of what was it? Of why, what was it? What was the thing? Reason three of why women lie about. Now I know. Reason three of why women lie or are not truthful about how they prioritize looks over everything, something like that.
Reason 3. People underestimate how much women care about looks. Reason 3. Wanting to believe in a higher reason why women choose the men they do.
It's the vibes. It's just we just had a connection. Like we just had the vibes and the connections. I mean, like Mercury was in retrograde, right? Everyone knows I'm a Pisces. And he just came in and he just had like the vibes and his aura, you know what I'm saying? Like his aura was like amazing. You know, he had this like this quiet confidence. I mean, like he didn't say anything like on our first date, and I'm like, what is he thinking? Like because this other guy like who like creeped me out. I mean, he didn't say anything, but like he was like creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just really weird, really creepy. He didn't say anything. But this guy, like when he doesn't say anything, like he's like mysterious. You know what I'm saying? Like he's very mysterious, like very like just confident and like like sure of himself. Like he doesn't even have to like really say anything to get his point across. You know what I mean? And as a Pisces, like I like that really speaks to like my spirit animal and like my chakras. Like I love that, right? I mean, like we spent like the whole day together. Like it was so cool. I bought him some Jordans. And he wore like some like a large size like 16. I bought it for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I just really was into this guy. Like I really thought we had a future. And we spent the night together. And like that was like a while ago. I haven't heard back from him, but he's gonna hit me up, right? Right?
I've noticed something.
By the way, I have seen women buy dudes that they weren't in relationships with Jordans. I've seen that. It wasn't me, but I've seen it.
Not just about attraction, but all fields of life. Sometimes the most convoluted theories have the most credibility because people believe if it sounds intelligent, then it must be intelligent. Most people
I've said this, and I was talking to a friend of mine. Is sometimes we have these overcomplicated reasons as to what overcomplicated explanations for some things. And in all honesty, things really just boil down to something really simple. More times than not, in my opinion.
unknowingly have a bias where they are drawn to concepts that seem complex and multifaceted. Because the very fact they're more complex and multifaceted shows whoever thought of it was smart, so there's no harm in just following along with what
Yeah, that's annoying.
they thought. In other words, most people are unknowingly sheep.
Mm-hmm.
So, when it comes to attraction, people think women's attraction must be extremely complex.
Nope, it's not at all. I don't think it is for shit for either. Look, if you would ask me, hey man, all these women that you dated in your life and shit, and dealt with or whatever, what was the main reason why you dealt with those women? I would tell you because I was attracted to them physically, and they just so happened to be attracted to me physically. And then we dated, and because of personality issues or this and that or whatever, her boredom on her part or my part or whatever, it didn't work out. Very simple. Not about energy, wasn't about the vibes, wasn't about the stars and the shit in alignment or destiny or her conversation was just I just felt her aura and like no, none of that stuff. It was that girl was cute and she had a nice figure and she was actually kind of funny. So yeah, we hung out and we watched Grown Ups 2 together. And it was a nice night. What happened to her? Oh, so it's just simple, y'all.
There's no way you can amount everything up to something as simple and obvious as they mostly care about looks.
Not everything, but the main thing, I would say, yeah.
Men
On both sides.
are constantly searching for secret sauce and mystical elements that will
Yeah, they sure the fuck are.
help them at last find a girl who will desire them for who they are.
Mm,
You can't exactly blame them. Throughout their entire upbringing, they've been learning from parents and teachers,
and media, movies, TV, songs, cartoons.
which, while we were kids, we viewed as significantly more intelligent than ourselves. So when they tell us that girls actually care about personality and making them laugh,
I always laugh at the whole humor thing. Shit, if if women were sexually attracted to men who made them laugh, I would have been like Dan Bilzerian back in undergrad. But that's neither here nor there.
in the majority of cases, we just follow along and believe them. It's quite crazy when you think about it. Not only because most men just follow along, but because they also carry it forward to their adult lives. I mean, we all believe that Santa Claus was real at the same time we were taught women care about personality, but
And I do think that women do care. Like it, again, like you were saying, like women and people fuck it just being about women. People care about personality, humor. Ladies, your personality matters. I would even say your personality matters a lot to a man. Humor matters a lot to a man. A lot matters a lot, and it just matters a lot in general. Like humor is so important. It's so this is the way in which people have friendships and bonds and how we relate to each other. Like humor is so important. So I think it's I would never say that anybody doesn't care about this stuff. Even people who are horrible people care about personality. It's humor. This is just human beings just care about this stuff, right? But when we're talking about attraction, I think I think if you presented a man with Holly Berry, but her personality is just kind of boring and her sense of humor is really dry, and you presented him with like a whatever he perceives as an ugly woman, but she has a really good personality and a good sense of humor, I think most men are taking the former. Now, they would probably get bored of her over time, but I just we just gotta be honest, y'all.
almost every kid develops the critical thinking to know Santa Claus isn't real by the time they are a teenager.
Can't believe we're comparing women not care about looks to Santa Claus being real. I think that's kind of funny.
But why does the same questioning not happen for when it comes to women not caring about personality? How do you know it's not just another one of your teachers or mum and dad's lies? For those of you who haven't heard of the Occam's razor principle,
Ooh, I got to add that to my vocabulary.
I believe this is a great way to quickly explain most of what's true in the world. It states that in most cases, the correct answer to a question
It's the most obvious one. Is that it?
is the one that seems the most obvious.
Ooh, I'm good. I never heard of. I might have heard of it like subconsciously. Like I probably have heard of it. So I'm not gonna pat myself on the fucking back. But yeah, this is true.
Why is the kitchen floor wet? Because the sink has been leaking. Why is my bike no longer at the rail that I locked it to?
Because somebody stole it.
Because someone stole it. Why do I feel cold? Because the temperature is low. The same line of reasoning should surely apply to dating. Why are most women all attracted to the same top 10% of men? Because women care about looks, and these guys are the most physically attractive.
Hmm.
So, the bottom line here is don't see women as these all benevolent, all loving beings which are pure expressions of kindness, honesty, and gratitude.
We gotta look at people as human beings, and that includes women. We're all human. We all are. People say we're all animals. I'm not going to go that far, but no, we're all human, and we're very much alike.
Just because someone told you to. Instead, actually think critically, open your eyes, Look at who women really desire and analyze what characteristics these guys have to paint a picture of what is most important.
Mhm.
You'd probably end up coming to the same conclusions as me.
Yeah, and guys are just like we can kind of recognize it. Guys, we kind of know by now.
Now, on to the fourth reason.
Number
Reason
4.
4. Men in denial of the reason they got rejected is because of their looks,
Yeah, cuz it's hard to come to that conclusion about yourself. It's tough. Yeah.
which is hard to change.
Mhm.
At the beginning, when I said looks are most important, you might have been thinking, but what about money?
Also important, just not as important as the other thing because you know how you look in your genetics is something that that even money cannot buy or change.
Surely money is what women desire the most.
No.
After all, men are generally seen as providers. Even in the animal kingdom, this is true. So it must be the case women care about money the most. This couldn't be more false.
They care about money the most from people who they're not attracted to make up for the fact that they're not that attracted to that guy. But if a guy is highly attractive, then she'll be able to more so be able to love that guy for quote unquote who he is as opposed to what he can provide. Even though who he is, part of who he is what he looks like, I guess. Because you can remove money from a man, but you can't remove a guy's genetics from his body. So
The main reason money contributes almost no value to how a woman feels about you
no
is because
value. Damn.
it only increases your BMV.
Your BMV. I've never heard of BMV. Your beta. Okay, SMV equals your sexual marketplace value. Does BMV equal beta market value? Or what does it? What does this mean?
Beta bucks market
Oh
value.
shit! I knew it.
And
God, dog. I thought I knew it was a beta. Beta bucks. Oh, beta bucks. Basically, people who don't know, beta bucks is essentially a term. It's like you have your alpha males, like your good looking guys. They're strong. They, high testosterone, tall, muscular. Like ah, and they, they have all the women. And if you're a beta guy, you're not as good looking. You're not as tall. You're not as strong. You're going to exhibit these other kind and provider type qualities, but you got to make it good. You got to make good money though to kind of be a quote unquote beta bucks. So these are guys who it's like, oh man, it's like me and Haley, we met in we met after college, and I was just finishing up my residency, and and I started making some good income, and she didn't really like me in college, but she finally came my way. Who'd have thunk like that? Basically, I mean, this is stuff that we've seen. I'm not saying anything remotely new or innovative in this, right?
not SMV, which actually
I'm not gonna say fucking BMV. I think that's stupid.
generates genuine attraction. And to
So SMV requires looks. So your face height. So you can change your SMV, I guess, but it's a little bit more um like hard. Like it's more, I don't want to say static, like, fixed, I should say. And in the money, BMV, you can obviously make more, anybody can make more money, right?
give evidence to my points, there are plenty of lonely, sad guys on platforms like OnlyFools with absolute boatloads of money.
Mm,
You see articles published all the time of how guys are paying thousands for private videos and
mhm.
content from their favorite creators.
This turned out to be fake apparently, but I see what he's saying.
So, if these men have a lot of money and they're willing to spend it on girls they like, and if it's true women care about money above all else,
Then how are these men alone?
then why doesn't every OnlyFools creator find their top paying customer and convert him into a real relationship? Unsurprisingly, this never happens. The creators treat all of their fans like dirt. And you can see this because even on rare occasions, they do meet up with their fans. It's evidence from body language. These guys are treated like doormats. These creators are like who
Yeah, from what I've heard, a lot of these OnlyFans creators they despise the men who pay them, which is like this weird dynamic.
hoovers who want to suck every last penny dry from these clowns. So, guys, the point I want to make here is
Yeah,
don't delude
what is your point? Because you're making me feel really offended right now.
yourself into thinking that money is going to be the game changer for your dating life when you eventually
Chat can have fun now, but eventually I win when I'm rich. Yeah.
make it big. Because at best, you'll get women trying to extort and exploit you for your money, all whilst disguising it as love.
Hmm.
So it inevitably traps you. Even I, as a teenager, used to fool myself by thinking things like, Chads are having all the fun with these girls now. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because in 10 years' time, I'll be rich, they'll be broke, and finally I'll get my season in the sun with the first pick of all the girls.
Man,
Pure
I got friends who still believe that money is the number one. I mean, I which and I can kind of see where they're coming from when it comes to women. But I think you kind of have to have so much of it. But and even then, it's like you still know that they're not with you for the reasons why you would want them to be there for you, right?
delusion. I can even say, as a top 5% earner for my age, now that money has not made the slightest of differences in terms of how women treat me.
Yeah, yeah, that happened. That not this year, but last year I did notice that. I'm like, dang, yeah, just well, again, I wasn't making that much, like but I got an increase from what I was making the year prior to last year, and yeah, it wasn't really that much different. Like, not really. I was able to do more things like for myself, I guess, but it didn't really, yeah, it didn't really change all that much if I'm being 100% honest. I think in order for money to really like have that big of an impact, you need to be making like a whole lot to be able to and also to be in spaces like high statusy spaces for it to make like a that significant of a difference.
It has always been looks that made women attracted, and if you want to see proof of that, check out my Tinder experiment on my channel. Anyway, finally moving on to reason 5 why
Last one, y'all. Reason five. We got about 3 more minutes, so let's see what's that.
looks are underrated by guys. Reason 5. The status quo takes a long time to change. Think about this analogy for a sec. Scientists have been pretty confident that humanity didn't start with Adam and Eve. We have so much information now that gives quite serious certainty that the universe began 14 billion years ago as a result of the Big Bang.
We talking about religion now, but okay, let's let's press on forward.
Life started 4 billion years ago and species evolved, bringing us to where we are today. We've known this for at least 100 years. However, because the status quo believed in a higher power creating life for the 5,000 years preceding that, it's unsurprising that for the majority of people, they still believe in that status quo today. This shows just how long it takes opinions to change, even when there is overwhelming evidence that an old theory is wrong and far fetched. However, this was within a long time frame of a century. So just think of how little societal opinions would change in 1 decade. That's how long, roughly, looks has definitely been the most important factor for women. All thanks to online dating. Before online dating,
So basically, what he's saying is that the social media happened. I mean, I'm gonna move all the religion stuff to the side because it's not. I don't really. If I'm going to talk religion, I will talk about it on a Jenner video, but not here. Basically, I think what he's saying is because of social media that kind of started to pop off in 2010, that was a big shift, and as a result of that, looks has become more important, and it just takes a while for people to kind of catch up to what the new kind of status quo is, or what the new. Yeah, I get it.
Fair enough, you might argue money or even personality was more important. But today, since online dating
I think looks was still important back then. I just think that it wasn't quite as important because you weren't being compared to the best looking people on the planet.
has taken over, looks has absolutely came to the
And look up. Wait. Let's rewind. Look how fast this girl is swiping on
forefront.
the shit.
But today, since
Wait,
online
wait,
dating has
wait,
taken
wait,
over, looks has
wait,
absolutely
wait, wait,
came to the
wait,
forefront
wait,
and is
wait, wait, wait,
unquestionably
wait.
number one. But because it's been like
Damn, ladies, is that how you be swiping on Tinder? I'm sorry, I wasn't even hearing what he was saying.
you might argue money or even personality was more important. But today, since online dating has taken over, looks has absolutely came to the forefront and is unquestionably number one. But because it's been like this for such a short period of time,
Right.
it's hard to convince people to think otherwise of their outdated
People are stuck in their ways.
beliefs. Especially when a lot of said people with those beliefs are already married and something else
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I think like I don't like having these conversations with people who are in relationships. Like if you're in a relationship and you've been in a relationship for the more than 3 years, don't talk to me about this. Don't talk to me about this. If you've been married and you've been married for 5 or so years, if you've been married, for 20 years, God bless you. I'm happy. People in relationships, I promise you, I am happy for you and I'm rooting for you. But don't come over here with your relationship that you got into in 2006 or that girl that you got in relationship with in back in 2012 and y'all been together for a long time and y'all done like great, but don't try to bring your philosophy here on this 2024 shit. We over here in fucking Vietnam. World War II, World War One, those were wars, but there's a different war than this Vietnam shit. I don't know, maybe not the best analogy. All war is horrible, but y'all get it. It's different.
mattered in the time they were dating. What I'm trying to say is, don't be surprised that
Fair use?
in 100 years' time, people will view us as the first free thinking people that started this idea that women care most about looks. It's only a matter of time until the masses realise we were right all along
Woo!
and they should have started agreeing with us sooner rather than later.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, that's the 5 points for the video. If the points have resonated with you today,
All right, okay, he's about to sell me some shit. Yeah, y'all, that was the Wheat Waffles reaction. It's my second one. I mean, he pretty much says like a very similar thing every every stream or every video. I just wanted to react to it because of that, especially that first part, like this part right here. This part was fun and it was interesting. So I found this worth reacting to. So like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what video, what you want me to react to next, and I'll see you later.